Peace and prosperity, kings. Peace and prosperity to the family. How we feeling today? The picture in the beginning, I had to be a little rough with my homie because certain people just don't get it unless you get very descriptive with them. And I don't tap dance around certain subjects. When I need to get a point across, I'm going full descriptive mode because the mind of a man, we have imagery. We are visual creatures. So therefore, for you to get something, I have to get very descriptive. Basically, the background story behind this is that he was taking this girl out 2 dates already. He's going on the third one today, and he doesn't feel like there's an attraction there. He doesn't feel like she's interested. He has his nerves going all around the place, and his confidence is like shot. This man is looking for a permanent relationship, and I'm telling him, you know, you have to kind of do the same things you did before when you were talking to other women. That's how you got them. You're doing things differently and it's not working out. He's like, no, that's not the case. I was like, okay, but biologically speaking, sexual tension is very important in the beginning of any talking stage of any relationship that you want to be serious about. Women want to know that they feel wanted. Even in the past, women want to know that they feel wanted, so sexual tension had to be implemented. Our primal brains are still active. Nothing's really changed. You cut off electricity, we've seen what happens. Look at The Walking Dead. Everyone goes back to being aggro-aggressive, survival mode. That's how we are. So speaking from that standpoint, you have to speak about it like you were still a primal animal. Yes, we have a society. Yes, we are advanced. But biologically speaking, you're still going to want to seek sex. Stop the bullshit. So I asked him two things. Did you implement sexual tension? He told me no. And I was like, okay, that's probably the first part you're failing. You gotta start implementing sexual tension so she knows that you're attracted to her in that manner. Every girl I have dated, I implemented sexual tension in the beginning. When I didn't get the girl. You see the difference? Sexual tension is basically a criteria I want you guys to start implementing. It doesn't have to be anything aggro-aggressive or just disgusting, making you look like a creep. You could be like, yo, your body's fire. Do you work out? You know, shit like that. Like, give a compliment behind the sexual tension. That's what I do. I'm not saying that you have to do that. Everyone has their own way, shape, and form. You do what works best for you. And then two, I asked him if he asked her the hard questions, because obviously if he's not feeling an attraction by the second date, there's a problem. Side note, I did say do not ever take a woman out to something you don't feel comfortable with in the first place, because that makes you feel uncomfortable and that changes up the energy in the room. Stop the bullshit. I don't know what he's been doing the past 2 dates, but I'm pretty sure it's something that he doesn't normally do. Back to the hard questions. I asked him, did you ask her the hard questions? Is she sleeping with anybody else? Is she seeing anybody else? He said he didn't want to think about that. And that's when I have to get disgusting. I was like, okay, so she has her legs up in the air, taking dick, getting cummed in, and you are taking her out on a date. How do you feel? He didn't answer. That's what I'm talking about. Why do I have to get disgusting with you guys? I was watching an Instagram story of, like, you know, Instagram model, whatever. She was like, I'm going to answer every single question truthfully. And it was like, when's the last time you had sex? This bitch said Tuesday, it was fucking Thursday. So I'm telling you guys, you have to ask the hard questions, because now you're taking her on a date, but she doesn't care. She's only using you for the date. You need to really get past that point. And if that's the case, leave her alone. I forgot who said it, but they said if she doesn't lust after you, you need to leave that situation, because there's literally nothing there. Sexual tension is important, and I do recommend that you implement that shit within the first 2 interactions. There's nothing wrong with it. At least you know that it's going to go to that point. It doesn't have to go to that point immediately, but at least you know there's some degree of sexual tension there. And I'll make a video about that later, of how to make sure that you're holding on to the tension longer than she is, and that's very important. So peace and prosperity to you all, and I know you guys got this.